Welcome back to 59 Minutes. I'm Levi Kones. We are talking about road safety this morning, and joining me is Owor Otet, Road Safety Ambassador. And we have been discussing, issues to do with cyclists, borders, and generally we keep talking in this country about countries like Rwanda. People go there, come back with the same stories. The traffic is awesome in terms of obeying the rules. All the border people have helmets. They are all stopping at the red lights. Everyone is obeying. In Kenya we have this thing where if I am at the traffic light and there's nobody else, then I don't have to wait. And I think it has been engraved in us so much so that if you stop at a traffic light and there was, it's early in the morning and there was hardly anyone, somebody behind you would go crazy honking. It happened to me even just this week. I was at a red light. Somebody's right behind me. It's 12 seconds. The thing has got a timer. It's moving. It's 12 seconds. And he's hooting like, I have stolen his goods. What is our problem?
Being foolish is not a gift. People choose to. People just decide to be foolish.
Sio talanta.
You can, in fact, you can refuse and say, I refuse to be foolish. A red light. If you understand how traffic works, red light means stop. On the other end, it means go.
It's a green to somebody.
Yeah, a red light to you is a green light to someone. The only time when the amber or orange appears, it would appear to both of you. It would prepare somebody to go safe. It would prepare somebody to stop safe. That is the only time when on my lane, it's orange, and on your lane, it's orange. But we can never have two green lights or two red lights. We can never have. So imagine it's late in the night. You are driving an MG, which is the fastest car we have here. Maybe a Ferrari or a Bugatti. And the traffic light, let's say...
Let's just go with the common ones we know, like a Prado.
A Prado.
Yes. That's,
And the traffic light is red for me. So I try to switch off my lights. That is how I do it in the night if I want to know if there's any oncoming traffic on the highway, to see if they glare. And then I switch them on. There is no movement. Then I look at the timer. It's at 45. So I've been here for about 15 seconds and I feel like, wow, it's ages.
45 is so long.
And the other guy is at 45, timer. And he sees he has been given green light and he says, wow, let me test this car.
Yeah. And he's about 200 or 300 meters away.
They step on the gas. And it vrooms well.
Yeah. Because he's trying to beat it from his distance and cross while it is still green.
Yes.
Before it becomes orange, maybe.
Then now me, at 25 seconds, it's like, no one is coming. Then I decide to accelerate. And the moment I decide to accelerate, this guy appears from nowhere. Because I was told to stop, he was told to go. What happens? What happens? That is why we wake up in the morning and find crazy crashes we cannot even explain.
Disaster. Somebody said, by the way, that we shouldn't be calling all accidents accidents.
No, accidents.
If it's possible, we should have a determination.
There is a crash.
As to what constitutes an accident, because an accident would be something you cannot control.
Let's say you are driving and then there's a tire burst. And when you checked, your tires were okay. There is so much detail people need to know in checking their tires. From the PSI, from the grip, everything, deeper details.
Yeah.
Everything was just okay, and then a tire burst just happens. That is an accident. But a crash is done out of exceptional safety violation. You know, well, this is a red light, but you want to violate it. It's just exceptional. You cannot be helped. You've just chosen to embrace and adore foolishness. And that is why the Bible says, my people perish for lack of knowledge. The other day I was reading the Bible and I was a bit shocked. Road safety is in the Bible.
Is it?
Deuteronomy chapter 10 verses.
Yeah. You know, there was always
Verses
the joke,
9.
as you say, that the disciples went in one accord and they said it was a Honda.
And then this part says,
Yeah.
teach them to your children when you sit down with them in the house, when you walk with them on the road. What do you teach them when they're walking on the road? Teach them how to look left, teach them how to look right. I was amazed in Deuteronomy, in the Old Testament, this appears there.
Oh.
But then I asked myself, what have I not taught, or what have I taught? By then, let me tell you, Connect, I teach a lot. Every time I go live on Facebook, every time I post, it's a teaching. Very vital. The question is, right now we are even teaching. I know somebody home is saying, well, it's in the Bible. Yes, it is in the Bible. You have hosted this talk and people are learning. The question now becomes, how many are listening? There's somebody who is just there because, wow, Worotet is coming to TV, so today let us hear what he has to say. But how many are listening and they will catch a thing?
Yeah. And put it into practice.
We have talked about 1.5. How many are going to catch 1.5 and make sure you can ride along a cyclist? How many? How many employers have employed drivers and are not even bothered? This is the thing. A car costs you about 2.5 M. You hire a driver and you cannot even pay 4,000 Kenya shillings for that driver to be taken to a defensive driving course. And then you have trusted this driver with your life in this car and this property. When you are in that car, this is bosses. If you hear me, please change. The bosses are the ones who come late and they drive, 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 drive. It's a red light, sir. The driver tells you, no, drive, drive. If you are arrested, I know who to call. But remember, when you're arrested, the driver is in shit. The boss is not in shit. So we need just to embrace a culture of road safety. In fact, if we can have people, in Dubai it is beautiful. I was watching a clip on YouTube and then there are these police officers. They follow you for several kilometers. Maybe they want to say, let's see how you drive for 15 kilometers. They follow you. When you park, they park. When you enter, you leave, they leave with you until they cover 15 kilometers. And then if there is no mistake, they just come with a present and we've tracked you for 15 kilometers. No red light passed, no nothing done. You've driven as it should be in law. What do we have for you? We have a present for you. Maybe it's a gold watch. Maybe it's a phone. If we can have such, there's a day I posted my clip on the dashboard. So, you know, when you record on the dashboard, every audible thing
Yes.
is recorded audio.
Yeah.
So somebody calls like 3 times. And then I decide to park safely on the shoulder of the road and then I responded. So me, I posted it on YouTube, but I didn't even remember that. Because why? I wanted to tell Kenyans it's possible to achieve safe driving. Then somebody notes that minute and says, at such a time, you mean you stopped, parked safely, responded to a call, it rang 3 times and you responded? That is when it hit me. I thought, wow, why didn't I edit
Is it
that?
safer? Do you subscribe to the idea that it's safer when you use earphones or you use Bluetooth?
No. It is not safe to receive a call on Bluetooth when driving. The reason is the message is the same. If you are driving and then they break the news for you that your mom has passed on and you are at 80, what reaction do you do? When they tell you someone dear to you has passed on when you are seated, most people tend to close their eyes, or people react differently to such news. So such news finds you
And
on
even
the
you can
highway.
go into a haze where you are seeing people but you're not really seeing.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
you could be
yeah.
seated here, I'm looking at you.
I would call it a physiological blind spot.
Yes. But I'm not really looking at you.
You seeing me, but
You even say, Levi, you are looking at me, and I'm like,
it's like
When?
he's just somewhere. He's
Yeah.
not where with us, and you are driving. So it's not safe. The idea of Bluetooth earphones, If you want to receive a call, park safely at the shoulder. Receive the call.
It was a tough one for Kenyans.
I
We'll
live,
tell you we are busy in Nairobi here. We are moving up and down. We are busy. We are being called by our bosses, our spouses, our kids. You know, the entire fraternity where we are around, the social networks, business networks. People are calling us all the time, every day. If you're busy and then you have to drive from point A to point B, unalenga.
this is what I do, Konesa.
Eh?
When I'm traveling, my whole family knows.
Some people will tell you how many times will we stop on the road to pick phone calls.
This is what I do. We have a WhatsApp group, a family WhatsApp group. When I'm planning to travel to Kisumu, I post it on the group. I post the day, I post the time. Every 1 hour, they don't call me. Every 1 hour, I park on the safety of the shoulder of the road. I text them where I am. If I go back to the road and go into 1 hour, 30 minutes, there will be one call to remind me that I need to give the message. Then I park. And then again I text. One, they have track of my movement. They know my speed. Because if I report 1 hour next, let's say I live here,
Yeah.
my 1 hour is in Limuru,
Yeah.
my next 1 hour is in Naivasha, my next 1 hour should be in Nakuru. If I report Nairobi departure time and my next 1 hour is in Nakuru, I'll be questioned. What speeds are those? I'll be crucified on that group. You think we don't need you? Who will foot the bills you do? So I developed a 1 hour policy. And now everybody is doing it in the family. So they know. The day I'm traveling, they don't call me. When I just report arrival time, now people call. And my friends are now coming to terms with it that if they call once and I don't respond, they call twice, I don't respond, they say maybe he's driving.
Yeah, but people say a word.
I also put it on my WhatsApp
On your
status.
WhatsApp status. People say a word that it's difficult when you're following the rules and other people are not. Many times you'll see somebody get out. You're in traffic, you're calmly seated, you're waiting for people to move. Suddenly, one person is overlapping and going, then a second, then a third, then it's a matatu, then it's another private vehicle, and you're thinking, and nothing is happening to them, by the way. And there are no accidents. They're going and going. Then you tell yourself, maybe I should just do that, because ni kama napoteza wakati hapa and I'm being taken advantage of by people behind me. How then do you control yourself from being a good driver and then falling into bad driving habits because of basically peer pressure, as it were, or car pressure in this instance?
Allow me to say this. A few years back, nobody knew about Orotet. Nobody ever even knew there was somebody in this present time called Orotet. So I told myself, I went to school, learned. I'm applying these things in life. I've gone to a driving school. I want to imply and apply everything that I was taught. Because I'm one guy who, if I take Panadol now, I'll not go to the parking lot. I'll just tell you, Cones, I've taken medication. Allow me leave that car there. I take a Uber home. When I'm okay, I'll come for it. So when I'm talking with my friends, we are going in a group, and then, where is Otet? Alibaki huko nyuma. Why? He refused to overlap. You are heroes. You've come, eh? But then me, I remained, and I still arrived. So people started emulating. It's like, aye. So every time we are going for a trip, I lead the convoy. And people want to overtake, people want to overlap. I'm just cool. When it's clear, we go. When it's not, we wait. A lot of impatience is coming on our roads because people plan poorly. Very, very poorly. You want to leave home, you want to leave here for dawn home at 3. What happens at 3 on Jogoo Road, on Mombasa Road? Traffic starts, building up.
Mhm.
You don't want traffic? Leave early. So that by the time even you are caught in that traffic, you still have some hours ahead of you. People overtake me and some are telling me, you're too slow. If I get the opportunity, I always ask, do you know where I'm going? Do you know how many more hours I still have ahead of me to reach my destination? So we just need to keep talking. Road safety is still an ambiguity to so many people. For us to achieve road safety, we have to change the mindset. You really just have to change the mindset completely. Ask yourself, will I be the cause of somebody not going back to their loved ones? You know, technology is changing and cars are becoming more faster. You find they have speed from 0 to 360. And they can accelerate from
0 to 100,
to
1, 2, 3.
in 1 to 3 seconds.
Mhm.
The vehicle I drive, Conessa, you can do, the manual says you can do a good curve at 130 kilometers per hour. It was tested before it was delivered into the market. But must I live to prove to each and every person who I find on the road that I can do 130 on a bend? No. Are our roads even fit for that? No. Why? Our roads are too crowded. You check your mirror, you want to do a maneuver, the next time you are going to check your mirror, 4 or 5 people are overtaking you. And when you checked, they were not there. We need to really change our mindsets. And this comes from the state.
Change your mindset. Has there been a difference in terms of you know, our basic you know, how do I call it, interaction with road safety in this pandemic time? Because, you know, we were all placed on a curfew, except for the essential providers, you know, truck drivers, you name them. And PSV guys were taken off the list in terms of, you know, night driving. A lot of us who are not essential, you know, essential people in the list were also taken off the list. It was not uncommon for me to leave here at night and go home, and there's no one on hardly anyone on Thika Road. Those early days, Squeezy, I think we have bent the curfew a bit. But as a result, we kept hearing of serious road crashes.
Fatal.
At night. Serious road crashes.
Unsurvivable.
Unsurvivable, yes. You know, very, very, very high impact crashes.
One, I've remembered something. Allow me to address it.
Yes, absolutely.
Somebody asked me about tinting the vehicle. It's business. It's somebody's business. It's security. It has its value. But please don't tint your windshield. Please don't tint your windscreen. The reason why I'm saying this, tint works super during the day because there is natural light. There is so much light. You feel so cool inside. Nobody is seeing you. But at night, you have no eyesight problem, but you cannot see. What people forget to see at night is, at night, however good your eyesight is, without light you don't see. We are not nocturnal. Animals that are nocturnal will see very well. They have infrared glare in their eyes.
Yeah.
So, at night, the farthest you can see is the farthest your vehicle lights can show you. So, you find a lot of people have added extra, extreme, bad lights because they want to see the road. You don't have problems. The only problem you have, you've tinted your windshield. You cannot see. So, for me, it is not safe. I would not advise. My car is tinted on the back seat, super dark. The rear shield is light, just to help me reduce glare for those guys who always drive on full lights. My windscreen is pure from manufacture, nothing else.
Not tinted. So really, emphasis on the windscreen.
And the front
And the
windows.
And the front windows.
Because you find people have tinted, and again, They have cut a piece for them to be able to see.
Yeah, it's interesting. But guys say there's the chromatic tint, that tint that changes with lighting.
But how many vehicles have that in this technology? Very few. Very few.
I got your point on that. But let me ask you.
Now we go back to essential.
To essential and high speed. This high speed impact crashes at night.
They are unsurvivable.
What's feeding that? Yeah.
Because people have fuel. People have been used to roads being jammed up to late in the night. You're only at 0:20, 0:20, 0:20. And then now, here comes a time when you're the only one on the road. You think you are the only one on the road. Actually, they always think they are the only ones on the road. I am thinking I'm the only one on the road. Connect is thinking he's the only one on the road. So they decide to test their vehicles to the maximum. But remember, speed. Even the rally guys, if they are going for a competition, they look at the climate. They look into so many factors before they hit 100 plus. Those factors we don't have, we don't consider.
Yeah, and they have navigation. They know the corner has going to be like.
The corner. What happens in rally, before the actual thing we see as rally, these guys have used that route more than 80 times at different speeds, at 50, at 30, at 80, at 100. They know. For us, we don't know. And we are told you are the only sane driver on the road. And then you decide to be insane at that hour because you think Mombasa Road is clear. There is a curve on the southern bypass near the Hindu temple.
Yes. It's a black spot. It's funny you said that, Owor. It's so funny you say that.
Why is it a black spot?
I said that to my wife recently. I said, this is a black spot.
Why is it a black spot yet you can see more than 400?
Yeah, there's too many accidents there and they're unexplained.
They are unexplained because
Friday afternoon, I don't know.
We are not trained to do curves and bends, however smooth they are, at high speeds. Have you ever seen driving lorries where people are learning? Hizi za kukimbia tu driving schools when they're doing their practicals. Show me which school goes above 40. When they're training guys on practical, no institution goes above 50. No. Then you get your license. You are privileged to have vehicles in your family. You want to do it at 80.
So nobody has ever even taught you how to handle high speed?
At a curve.
Even on a flat road, they don't even go 80 on a flat. Actually, you're pointing out one thing. Those guys don't teach speed at all.
They don't.
So there's no way you can come out after driving for a month at 50, 40, and then drive at 100 because it's not the same ball game.
So what I'm saying, we were used to doing 50, 60, and then here is the time when you find the night is so clear, you want to do 120. There was a video clip that was caught on a dashcam, totally Maradaima. The guy went. It was a Casey something, a very good car. So he overtook someone. And the guy is hard on his dashcam saying, at this speed, this guy will not survive. 20 minutes later, they had a crash somewhere in Mulolongo and they all passed on. Unsurvivable. So the reason why we have seen increased crashes is because we are experiencing things that we've not been taught, things we've not practiced. A rally driver on a normal road, you will not even know them. I think they're the slowest and the safest. But when it comes to the track, they will do it. Who tells you that if you navigate that curve at 120, 130, as my manual says, you are a hero?
You're the Jogo.
That vehicle I drive can comfortably take that curve at Southern Bypass near the Hindu temple, and I will go free and nothing will happen to me. But remember, I'm not the only person on that road. There is a video I posted on YouTube. There is a road called Nyoka Nyoka from Kangema as you come to Thika. It is hilly, valley, hilly, and it has several bends. If you want to train, Go to that road, it never has many vehicles. Learn the art. I'm a well-trained driver, Conness. But even doing Nyoka Nyoka while I was recording to show the world, I missed 2 bends. Because one, I came in a wrong approach. I came in a wrong speed. And I missed it. 2. But then the rest, I did it well. So people are not even trained to drive at high speeds in the night. Remember I told you, the farthest you can see is where your light shows you.
Yeah.
And people want to see the farthest, so they are on full lights. They are causing glare. People don't know when you are meeting oncoming traffic, you have to indicate your side to tell them the side of the vehicle, they move away from you. So you are on full lights, they also want to see fire, they're on full lights, head on. You never survive. And if you do, you become a pain to your own family.
It's a terrible thing. It's unfortunate we are running out of time. But, you know, as we come to a close, what's the one advice you can give guys who are listening this morning on road safety? Because, you know, we are talking to people who are in their workplaces. Many of them are drivers, or they jump into matatus at the end of the day and buses, or they have been on borders. For those who are in charge, who are actually driving, riding, cycling, what would you tell them? And to the passengers, what would you tell them on road safety?
I'll still bring them back to the Bible, Deuteronomy 10:12. And it says, the Lord heard my prayer, and he told me, go take charge and tell the people. You all have an individual responsibility. You have to talk. Don't sit in that car and keep quiet. I know of one Phyllis Mbogo. She's a journalist. They were from a party one day and the husband was drunk and he was driving. So Phyllis was in another car. So she was worried. The family is in the car with the husband and these guys are not going to make it. So when they reach a police roadblock, Phyllis says, the vehicle after us, they are all drunk. Please arrest them. Yani, she set a trap for the husband. But it's good, they are alive today. So when the husband was arrested, they all went and spent at the police station. They all suffered together. Then she later opened up and told the husband, I'm the one who told the police because I love you, I still want you to be here with me. She took charge. You have a responsibility to do. Road safety are measures put into place to help reduce possible deaths, possible injuries, damage to the environment, and property. Which measure will you take? Thank you.
Which measure will you take? Ted, always a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. We'll get out for our next show on the streets and, you know, practically show some of these things we are talking about.
Amazing.
Road safety, what can we say? Take care of yourselves out there, take care of each other, and make sure you follow the rules of the road, whether you're a passenger or a driver, a cyclist or a motorcyclist or just a pedestrian. We all need each other. We all need to be alive. That's it for 59 minutes. Stay tuned for Leah coming up with the lawsuit and keep it cuss all through the day. We'll see you tomorrow.